What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV as the post-match pint title party carry on after Celtic 5, Aberdeen 0. I've got Callum and Kenny here with me to go over the game, the season, and generally just have a laugh because that's what we're here for. Callum, what a brilliant day. We wanted a performance. After 3 poor results, we wanted to see the real Celtic today. I think we did.
Oh, mate, I was a little bit trepidatious going into the game because we just haven't really been at it the last couple of games, but you just know when these moments come round, the stadium tifo was just unbelievable. It was one of the moments that just makes your hairs stand up the back of your neck and you really take it in, and how iconic this football club is, and it genuinely is. That will be going around all of Europe, that display of how good it was with Willie Mealy and Jock Stein, and standing on the shoulders of giants is so true, this club is. And just what a day. We get our 5 goals. I was lucky enough to be in hospitality to yourself, Paul, so thank you very much for that as well. I'm very grateful. Tom Boyd did say, well maybe 2-0. We'll not get 4 or 5. When's the last time we've done that? And I just knew at that point when Tom Boyd said that, boom, 4 or 5-0's coming. And good, Kyle gets 2. Just, he's so infectious. His goals, his first goal, we'll get on to it, is out of this world. It's brilliant on his weak foot. Gets on, gets 2 goals as well. Great confidence for going to the final next week. And I mean, Carol Starfelt, the guy's got everything going for him. Very good looking, right? His missus is very good looking, I know. He's a Celtic player, I know. And he makes good money. What a life that man's got. And his celebration, oh my days. Just, see you later, Rangers. I am out of here. Title is mine. That is it, mate. Sum it up. That's it.
Kenny, you can never really get tired of watching Celtic lift the title, can you?
No, and one of the difficult things is that we've been so saturated with success. I mean, they've been very rare in the last 12 years that we haven't won a single trophy. Now, you guys are a bit younger than me, right? I came through the 90s, and that's a bit of a cliche for people perhaps at my age, but it's important. Days like this, we really shouldn't take them for granted. We genuinely shouldn't take them for granted. If you've brought up in this success and that's all you've known, you're of no fault by taking it for granted, but these days are really important. And that tifo, as Callum said, was incredible. It was a bit, as much as today was a carnival, and it should be, and we're here having fun, to me also had a bit of meaning in a football sense, because I do not want to get in and play Inverness off the back of, 2 points in 5 games or something. Yeah. We've got a chance to break history. We've got a chance to become the only team in the world that have won 8 trebles. That's enormous. We could be sitting back here, regretting being complacent about that. Let's not let that happen. So I was really pleased to see. Sometimes you can tell, often you can tell within the first 2 minutes of a game, the tone of the game and how it's going to play out. And within 2 minutes, the zip was back. Postecoglou's Ange ball was back. And largely that, I think, was because Hatate was right at it. Hatate has been
drifting by
a little bit of a shadow of himself, because I think he was rushed back for the semi-final, which I can understand, but I think that set him back. Today he was completely fit, he was right on it, he was dominating the game, he was all over the park, and he's the heartbeat of the side when he's like that. So it was nice to see his return to form. The only bad thing about the game was, in my mind, was a couple of key injuries, Kyogo and Johnson. Hopefully they are back for next weekend. They're so integral, but a brilliant day, 5-0, a fitting end to the season. Wonderful carnival atmosphere at the end, and brilliant day.
Callum, as Kenny says, you could tell the intensity today, right, for the word go, was back to where it should be, back to where we're used to under Ange Postecoglou, back to more like a Celtic performance. I need to come to the first goal because it's scored by Kyogo, right? But I think the movement's terrific. But then he cuts inside on his weak foot. And once he cuts inside on his weak foot in the right-hand side of the penalty area, you think he's going to go across the goalkeeper on his weak foot, but he smashes it into the top corner for his 32nd goal of the season. Brilliant. You cannot underestimate that finish. I mean,
obviously we were at the Jock Stein stand, so we get a great view, obviously watching it from a distance, but you seen it, as soon as it happened, you were thinking he's putting that back across the goalkeeper, but the way that he's took his touch and the way that his body shape is, he doesn't have any other option apart from hitting it there, because he can't actually open his body to curl it into the corner. He's got to go to his front post next to him, and I mean, it is
gave him the eyes, didn't he?
Oh, what a goal, by the way. And it just, at that point, it just lifted everybody else, and also he went and gets his second one again, with Callum taking the shot. Roos probably should do.
Matt O'Reilly shot. Matt O'Reilly parried by Kel Roos, yeah.
No, I think it might be
McGregor. O'Reilly, mate.
O'Reilly
Almost
back in
certain
it.
it's
What do you
O'Reilly.
think, Kenny? Is it McGregor or
It's
O'Reilly?
O'Reilly shot for the second goal, wasn't it? O'Reilly shot, parried.
No, it was Callum McGregor because I
It was
had him
O'Reilly,
on my coupon to score. And
No,
I'm like,
it
oh,
was
he's nearly
McGregor.
scored.
It wasn't O'Reilly. I don't think
it was
I true,
O'Reilly.
Kenny. There we go. Right, but
I was O'Reilly. You know it was O'Reilly as well.
But to that point, Kyogo's infectious because he knows where to be at the crucial times, and he knows that Keller Roos is going to drop that ball. He knows it, and he parries it out, and he's just bang. Instinct, he's there. He's always there. As Ange says, we're always there. Celtic are always there. Titles are always there. It just sums up the day, mate.
Kenny, I think you see the quality of Kyogo in those two goals. As I say, he cuts back in on his weak foot, smashes it in the top reverse corner. But then he's also there for the rebound, the simple goal. But he's read the situation. He's there to tap it in, and it might look like an easy goal, but again, he's aware of the situation. He's aware of what's happening around him, and he's in the right place at the right time, as he has been so often this season. I think it's 33 goals for the season. A cup final to play next weekend. Hopefully he's fit for it after coming off, but my God, you cannot underestimate his contribution this season.
He's going to wipe the awards. Already has. Player of the Year, not just Celtic's own awards. And he's not got the swashbuckling style of a Moussa Dembele or even a Henrik, where he's just overtly all over the back line. But what he is a constant brain. And the quality of his finishing, I actually think, is improving. That type of finish today, he's of course always capable of that, but he's doing it with more frequency now. And not just that, he creates. Part of the reason Hatate was back on song today is because, and solely because Kyogo's on the park. Because Kyogo means that the defenders need to constantly think they're having to sit on their own 18-yard line because they're terrified that he's going to get in behind them, and it creates all those lovely spaces for Hatate to break into. O's still learning his game. Defenders can be a bit more comfortable around that. I think, is a big talent, but Kyogo just gives you that complete edge, that complete quality. So a big debate is he the best striker the club's had since our best ever striker in Henrik Larsson? The very fact that that's a live debate is testament to Kyogo. I don't know the answer to that definitively in my head. This time next year when we're doing this video, let's hope it is definitive and we'll be saying yes to that. But the fact that he's in that echelon is important. Stunning player, Kyogo. Incredible player.
Aye, incredible player, Callum. Everybody knows what I think about him. People are waiting. This is the Kyogo Furuhashi section of the post-match pint, right? Everybody knows this is what it is, but there is something about the way he finishes. There's something about the way he finishes it's not normal. And that's why I'm sitting here nodding that he is the best in Henrik Larsson, because there's something unerring about the way that he finishes. That goal today, that goal last weekend, so many goals through his Celtic career now, over 50 goals obviously over 2 seasons. There's just something about the way he finishes, the quality, the movement. He's special.
The way I would describe him here, you're going to love this, right, is, have you ever seen Harry Potter? The girl, Hermione Granger? See how she can stop time and she can go in and see? It's like his brain's on that level. He knows, freeze time, while everyone's watching live, he seems to freeze, go, I'm going to do this, bang, watch this. Goes back into time, and we're like, how did he do that? And it's like, because it's Kyogo, that's what he does. He makes the difficult, that is difficult to do,
look easy.
Very, very easy, where I can't even comprehend going, how did he do that? How did he actually put that in the top corner? Like, he's got wee legs, he's not got big muscly calves, but he can ping a ball, he can put it in the top corner if he needs to. People use that against him where he's not physical enough and he'll get battered. He almost doesn't want to play on somebody's like I'll come and toe-to-toe with you. He'll just go, you can battle me all day if you want, but see if you sleep once, I'm going to get you. Yeah. And he's got people all season, and that's why he's the top goal scorer in this country. He is the number 1 striker in this country by a good chunk, and people around him have done well. Mr. Penalty Shankland, he's scored lots of penalties. Van Veen's had an outstanding season as well, to be fair, at Motherwell. But Kyogo's just been on a different level all season. That's probably been, and you've got to think, when Giakoumakis went, there was a real pressure on him because O's only 21 years old, and it's different. Giakoumakis was 27, so when Kyogo was injured, you had a bit of an experienced player that's been around the block a little bit, top goal scorer in the Eredivisie. When he left and O came in, it was a bit of a what we kind of getting, so all the pressure went to Kyogo every week at that crucial time to really, from January onwards, is that season-defining moment of the months. And he stepped up in absolute, he was incredible at times, and that's when I've walked away and I've gone, the guy is just incredible. And I think we're really lucky that the age that he's at is, I don't know if anybody will come and get him because of the age. I don't know if they would pay the big money Celtic would probably want for him. I think Celtic would rather take the bullet and not get that money and just keep him on his prime. So, I mean, that's obviously what I want to hear. It's what you also want to hear, because you love the guy, to be fair. So, well, I love him, I know. We're very lucky to have a good striker.
Should try and
like
extend
that.
his deal this summer, actually, because now's the time to do it. Don't wait for a year.
Yeah, I mean, I've already said I would give him a lifetime contract on 40 grand a week, but he's so special, and I do think, apart from on this channel, of course, I think people don't give him enough credit because he's absolutely excellent. Kenny, I think the important things today, aside from the performance of Kyogo, we had a strong starting 11. Johnston was back. O comes off the bench to replace Kyogo, gets 2 goals, which should really help him. Starfelt gets on the score sheet as well. I think Starfelt deserved that because through the season he's been so consistent, and we know that Carter Vickers gets the most praise in the centre back position, and I know that the pair of them together have been so consistent and reliable for us, and they've still never lost a league game that they've started together. But I think that was nice for Starfelt today, trophy day, to get a goal. I think he really deserved it, and off the back of the season that he's had, again, just level of consistency that's been really important, and he's had to take up that mantle without Carter Vickers there. I know we've struggled recently with the changes in defence, but he's a massive player for us.
He deserves a lot of credit at the end of this. I know, Callum, you recognise him all the time. I mean, when he first started for Celtic, I was unsure of him. And that first game against Hearts, when he just signed, and he came in, he was all over the place. Hard to judge him in that game, but I thought, is this what the hell have we bought here? And it took him quite a long time to settle down. But in this period of games whereby we have struggled, but Carter Vickers has been out, he's been a bit of a leader. He's been a bit of a man on his own back there, let's face it. Burnaby's been all over the shop. Kobayashi looks like a bit of a disaster back there beside him. Ralston's been weak. He's the one man that's been trying to hold it all together. So it was fitting today that he got his goal. Look at the way he celebrated his goal, right? That's a bit like an embarrassing celebration, but it's a celebration of someone who's really comfortable and happy where they are. You don't celebrate like that.
It's pure emotion and joy, because he probably knows that he gets criticism and he feels that on his show. As soon as he does one mistake, everyone's on him. As soon as Carter Vickers makes one mistake, it's allowed leeway. So he feels that pressure. That's what that celebration is.
I hope for in his sake that he respects it. The fans are easing away from that now. I was one of those people that would jump on him every time he made a misplaced pass. Now when he makes a misplaced pass, I don't feel that way, because I recognise there's a consistency in his output. And I hope he gets international recognition, because I think the standard he's playing at, I don't know a lot about Swedish football and their centre-backs, but I know what international football's like at that Scandinavian level, and he should be in there. He should be in there. If we go into the Champions League, and I believe he will represent himself well, he should be a starting centre-half, or close to, for Sweden.
Callum, and the question is, how many Swedish Maldinis really is there?
You loved that when I said that today, didn't you? I was like, mate, Maldini wishes he was him. Maldini wishes he was as good looking as him. And that guy's a freak, man. He's so good, mate. Just
right, moving on.
He does actually remind me of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Starfelt.
Reminds you of who? Harry Potter.
Yeah. Bob Erling.
Yeah.
just a magician.
Right, moment of the season. It can be anything at all. It can be a goal. It can be Greg Taylor telling Morelos to shut up, fat boy. It can be anything you like. Is there a moment when you think about it that just jumps to the front of your mind this season?
How long we got? We got his champions, away, away, away. I am.
I told you about carry on.
Buzzing, mate. It's the form we have found since I've just been around, and it's put us at the top of the league.
Moment of the season.
Moment of the season. There's been a couple. Probably. I've got to probably go with the game in September.
Yakimakis against St Johnstone.
Mate, come on.
Sorry.
What's he doing, Kenny? Come on. Nah, it's got to be the Celtic Rangers game. The 4-0. After, I'm always a bit of a nervous person going into the games like everyone else. But when that game at half-time went in, league was done. The title was already done. It was gone. You knew that Rangers could never recover from a 4-0 battering. And it was just the Jota goal. Me and my brother and my dad were right behind it. That Jota goal was superb. I mean, John McLaughlin looks like one of the inflatables outside Arnold Clark's. Trying to catch the ball like this. Cloudy, man. Right, he's trying to catch it. Like, he had no chance. Tavernier and Goldson have no clue where Jota is. He just creeps in behind, and that was the moment where I thought, champions, Celtic will win this league. That's where I was coming to. There's other moments where, coming back from the winter break, Callum McGregor against Aberdeen, massive in the last minute of the game. Huge moment for a captain to step up and pile drive it into the corner. Some of the Champions League was really good. Just going head toe-to-toe with Real Madrid was a real moment of a Celtic fan watching Real Madrid at Celtic Park and that anthem. But the Celtic Rangers game, 4-0, obviously the League Cup final was really big. That was massive. That was a real moment where it almost just locked the league in. We knew that we had them. And then the semi-final was also a big moment, but the biggest one that made me think back to this season, and I'll remember this season for, will be the 4-0 and that Jota goal where he just
Thinks it.
just stays, mate. Unbelievable moment.
Tremendous. Kenny, is there a single moment for you that stands out above all else?
It's tough, innit? I like John Souttar's pass back to Alan McGregor, and it was like he came out on quicksand and Jota nicks in and buries it. That was the funniest moment of the season. I think the most pivotal moment of the season, we watched the game together. Kyogo's equalised on the 2-2 game at Ibrox. We're 9 points ahead, but there's still a long way to go in the league. Rangers are believing Michael Beale's giving them a bit of momentum. We had the lead in the game, end up 2-1 behind. If we'd have went into 6 points after that game, things become, it's only January. Yeah. Things become a bit uncomfortable, and bang, the complete desire to win. 2 minutes to go, under the cosh, Moy, ball breaks, right hand side, Kyogo, roof of the net. You just about broke your leg when you fell down beside me. All the three of us were on the floor, the whole place is in raptures. A euphoric moment, but in terms of putting a final nail in the coffin, not the final nail in the coffin of the league, but really turning the screw on the league title, that moment I think was key.
Aye, my moment of the season is a wee bit for left field, but Dundee United equalised 2-2 at Celtic Park with 3 minutes to play. And from a corner kick, and you think we've dropped points. We're going to drop points. We've been 2-1 up, not playing well. Dundee United equalised. And I think Kyogo came off the bench that day. Flick on at the front post for Alston. Kyogo nods it in for 3-2, and then Abada dinks the keeper for 4-2. I think that's huge, because I think at that minute of the season, to drop points at home against Dundee United, who, by the way, are relegated just about, been really poor all season. That would have been really damaging for us to drop points at home. But it really, and I know we had a couple of late winners at that point in the season, like Yakimakis at St Johnstone. I wasn't really joking there. That was a big moment. But I think that game against Dundee United at home, where we lost that late equaliser, and it looked for all the world we were going to drop 2 points. Just to dig out 3 points that day was massive for us, because that was still when it was close. We didn't have a big lead. It was early in the season where nobody had really worked out yet that we were absolutely clear, and that Van Bronckhorst wasn't working out at Rangers, and he was heading for the exit. That was a key point in the season where we had to make it count, and I think conceding that late equaliser but responding and getting the victory was absolutely massive for us.
Do you know, just quickly, the most crucial month was September. Out of any other month, it was September. Remember when we lost 2-0 to St Mirren, and Welsh and Jens got battered off, I think it was Acuña or something his name is, and Curtis Main. We really struggled that day, but then you've got the 4-0 game in there. I think you've got the Real Madrid game in there, and you've got the 2-0 defeat in there. What a crucial month, because that defeat then propelled this team onto new levels that we haven't seen yet. Because in the first season, we lost obviously our first 3 out of 6, and then we didn't lose another game. But to show the backbone of doing it on a second season, to basically go the whole way without losing another game until the title was already wrapped up, that's the mission. You have to win the title, and then whatever happens after that, it's irrelevant, because the title's done. And that was a really crucial moment. That's why I would go with a 4-0, because I thought at that moment in time Celtic had a real grip on Rangers, and they just couldn't live with us. Even when we could take a defeat, we could just show, by the way, we'll go and win another 20 games. That's what Celtic do.
What one other last moment, McGregor's late winner against Aberdeen when we won 1-0 up at Pittodrie. That was a time where if we'd drawn that game, we would just let ease Rangers back into the campaign. That was a really stressful game. I remember watching that at home.
Absolutely.
Really uncomfortable. And then up steps your captain. 2 minutes to go. Curls one in for distance right in the bottom corner. Those are the moments that win you titles. From your main man under that type of pressure away at Pittodrie. That stuck out in my mind as a big moment.
Aye, absolutely massive. Callum closes out.
Oh, I love this bit.
Closes out. I'll maybe put it back to Kenny before we really go, but I don't want to make this video too long. This is the Celtic Fans TV end of season night out, by the way, so listen, we're not staying with you for too long. Closes out on this season, live in the present. Try not to talk about any speculation about Andy's future.
Nah.
What do you think of this season?
I'm not even going to talk about it because I'm going to enjoy the moment for what it is. Genuinely, people might think that it's an over-exaggeration, but I am genuinely blessed to be in this lifetime of watching Celtic. We spoke to Scott's dad saying that this was one of the best teams he'd ever seen. He's got a lot more years than me, and that shows where I am as a Celtic fan. The fact I can go to games with my dad and my brother and share these iconic moments is just truly, truly remarkable. And look, all my thanks goes to Ange, and obviously he's dead lucky, isn't he? He's just a lucky man. So, really, we're the lucky ones. But yeah, it's such a great time. Next week we could be going for an 8th treble, as Kenny says, which is a pinch me moment of I mean, Kenny says that he grew up in the 90s. That would have been tough. You must be pinching yourself thinking Celtic are going to win 5 trebles in the last 7 years, 8 years. That must be a real pinch me moment. So I know for a fact that I am very lucky at this moment in time. And look, at the start of the season, you get a lot of people that talk a lot. You get a lot of people that say this and that, and that they're coming for us, and can you see us now? And all I got 2 weeks ago, when we sat here and we took that sore defeat, we took it in the chin, but we were here, and all I got was bombarded with messages off of friends that were like, where are you hiding, da-da-da. And I says to you, in 2 weeks' time, we will be sitting here with a pint in the sun, well, a bit of the sun, enjoying our day, because we are champions. Football is not played over one game, it's not a sprint, it is an absolute gigantic marathon. And Celtic are the best in this country by a country mile. We always turned up. This is who we are. This is the club that we are. We are just born of winning all the time. And Celtic again have proved, whoever it is, Gio can take them to a final. Beale can come in and run his mouth and call him lucky. Fact is, the title comes home, and that is how it ends. The title is home.
Kenny, closing remarks.
I mean, what makes it special for me is many things are completely, all of them what Callum has said, but it's the style in which we've done it. When Jock Stein won the quadruple for Celtic, the individual most golden moment era that the club will ever experience, at the end of that campaign, he said, we did it in an inventive, beautiful football, was his quote. Now, have we done it in the same way? Of course we've not, because we've not got a team that's capable of being the champions of Europe, but we've done it in a beautiful way because it's all about attack. It's all about playing balls into feet with speed and creativity and innovation and scoring goals. That's his philosophy, and that's the philosophy of Celtic. When I grew up, when Celtic were getting beat, there was always an understanding that Celtic's philosophy was a bit more of a passing game, it was a bit more of an aggressive game, and we've taken that to the extreme. So we've done it in real style, and that's what makes me feel proud about it. Let's not think about Spurs, let's not think about Postecoglou's future, let's not think about anything, because a day will come where he's not with us, and we'll need to accept that. But this is a magical time, and it's a time where let's enjoy the Celtic Fans TV night out tonight.
I know.
Because next time we have one, who knows what sort of backdrop it will be. And just enjoy this. And it's nice to know that you feel that way as well, Callum, because you're a lot younger than me and you recognise that. Everyone should recognise how important these days are.
It's not always going to be like this.
It's not always going to be like this.
You have to understand, so you enjoy it more because you know it's not always going to be.
But we deserve it. We don't have a big benefactor. We're not a Man City that's had money thrown at us and we've won it by default. The money that we've made over Rangers is completely self-created, right? We don't have anyone bringing money into our club. And we're dominating the country by our own endeavours because we've got a good buy and sell strategy, because we know how to handle ourselves on and off the park. So all the narrative about us having more money is a complete and utter nonsense. Yeah. We are dominating this country by our own endeavours, and let's enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Can I just butt in very quickly before you finish it? I just want to say, from me, for Martin, for Kenny, for Darren, everybody, nobody knows how much effort goes into all the videos that you put in, Paul. You're always there, home and away, you put effort, time, You've recently just had also a wee girl into your life, which is busy, it's chaotic, but you're always there. And that's what Ange says when he says, you guys are always there. You give me and Kenny and all the other boys an opportunity to give our opinions and say. So again, I am very lucky at this time that I can talk about Celtic in a great moment by doing with this channel. So a massive shout out to Hamza, who's behind the camera, because he never gets a shout out. But he does so much work, genuinely does so much work behind there. Nobody ever sees it, the time and effort. The video that we done, and we recorded it, and it wasn't like plugged in, and it was a mess, and we had to do it again. But that's time and commitment, because it's people that want this, and they want to listen. So thank you for everybody else that's listening as well, that stop me in the street, stop everybody else in the street and speak. Appreciation from me to yourself, but appreciation from me to you, Paul. You're doing a great job, and that's for all the boys, mate. We really appreciate all the work that you do, mate, and you deserve it, mate. So well done.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. And we've got one more to win because we never stop. Like this video, subscribe. We'll see you next week. Thank you.